I'm Rocknrollsailor, professional space pirate, and I'm going to bring you a piece from my third book, which I published last week. It's available online through the website. Let's see. First reading in public I did from this one. Artists go where people fear to tread, straight-faced into the madness, be it light or dark, be it an emanation of the soul or the spirit of a flower, curved in marble, dressed in stone, a shadow play of colors. Madness juxtaposes normality, not reality, for our systems of sustenance are beyond insane, yet we survive. But to thrive takes wisdom beyond days of old, closing the circle as the masses unfold. Clear-cut matter, carbonated thoughts, emotion will spell us out beyond the dark, as the species human bites through the umbilical cord, and the bats are released upon the flies of days long gone. We are the pioneers of beauty, as was and is forevermore. Artists go where people fear to tread, the pioneers of beauty and despair, madness raging like a quiet storm. Through rush hour, sanitationary, approved sanctuary, sanity, salvation, sorrow for the ones left in despair. Do we return semper fi, life after life, balance? Or do we equate and say, human learn to live, heart learn to give, so you may receive your own blood as nourishment, and sweet salvation replenished? Salty with the tears of millions, the million tears of one, the million minds neuron firing in our brain. Alike fireworks nor bombardments, so what are these flashes in the dark of night? Do we decay so fast they've lit our funeral pyres yet in the noontide of our lives, while we lay snoring after yet another white night spent in the dark side of our soul? Artists go where humans fear to tread, into the world, into within, beyond madness and despair, where normality is but a signpost pointing the way to boredom and prepubescent euthanasia, where cocaine lobotomies and benzodrine cockburns are but casual roadkill, not worth the funeral, where demons seldom go because it's too beautiful and yet scary, eerie light, no gravity. Artists dream and see the world beyond their dreams, your dreams, our dreams, dream reality. Dreality is the world where art is born. Dreality is the word where I am from. Dreality is the zone where I'm bound, the psychedelic questing cosmonaut. Would you care to breathe my breath, feel my mind, taste our spit, live our death, forevermore returning till the last soul is truly self-saved, till with good intent the road to warm fires and cold gazes is no longer paved, till the admiring bewilderment of the final primal artista is an exulting simple ecstasy, irreversibly satiated, and the gong can be swung with a bright fresh big bang. Swing the pendulum of fate and time over this beastly abyss, this crevice ripping through my life, like first breath burning the lungs. Swing the pendulum of risk and colors like pink shoes on a garden swing, a time-skipping tango clock, keeping me twirling and looping, the space monkey ballerina pirouetting on a fragile beam of moonlight. Artists go blindly, proudly shrieking with fear, begging for forgiveness and fame, and understanding news. The dominatrix binds her vision slaves tightly to her ever-bleeding breast, and the night comes on. In the dead of dawn, artists go, cast their smiling shadows to the sun. Artists go where people never wake no more. The fuck, folly and fight, the rush for life, upon realizing its mortality, favors singularity and defiance. Only your first and last breath are ever truly your own, and with that comes the instinctive understanding, overacting, overstating, understating, orgastic dancing of fantastic vitality, virility, vibrancy. We paint with the bile of non-existence. We sculpt the spasmodic cramps of the species human body. We sing your anguish, dance your fear. We go where you come from, run from, through the roots, beyond the branches, forevermore transgressing the boundless human being genome. Artists go, forever, wherever, whomever, whomever. You, me, it, us, they, those, chose, choose, be free! Free to be! An artist, living art, The art of life is just to breathe in harmony with your baseline heartbeats. And once in a while, every now and then, and best regularly, you should cry, overwhelmed with happiness. Otherwise, you're just not paying enough attention. Thank you.
This is from The Story of Both. It's my first book, and it's basically about halfway through the book comes alive and becomes a character. So, hold me up so I can see where we are. You like reading in the nude, do you? Come on, dude, not again. You're wanking my face. My papers will stick and never open again, like diseased miners, smokers, traffic air pollution breathers' lungs. And I will die. Thrown away like a brick of paper pulp, ink and cum, ground through a recycling mill to get remade into paper. And then sooner or later, some schmuck with an itch to scratch and an axe to grind, a need to give it to the or one or some or many worlds, will write me anew and completely different. Reincarnation, baby, that's the thing. So please recycle. That way mine and your offspring stand a chance. At least I think, but I don't know, because I'm a book. And books can't know anything. Everybody knows that. Can I think then? It's written there, up there, a few lines up. I think it says, and the I clearly refers to me, the book. It says so, it's written there in writing, so it's proof, innit? Yeah, surely it must be, hopefully, I think. You see, there you have it again, I think. Again, I think, therefore I am. Or am I? Even without thinking. Ink like blood filling the vessels of my muscled pages. Words there because they are. Undaunting, unflaunting, and that is the book and me and all, or at least some reality or another, and being read. Indifferent and different to everyone, because I let them all read me indiscriminately. And like a good whore, I give them each a different turn on, one unstudied look, one special trick, one loose shiver through my pages. As you realize you're here and not at the same time. Just to say it's not easy being a book, you know. Think about it. Feel me. Would you fall asleep on me with your tits firmly on my open pages? Never mind me. I'm just a book, right? I often meet people in well-paying jobs that are clearly stupid. People that get decent wages for the simplest of tasks, supervising the slaves and robots. I hear politicians and advisors talking nonsense with a straight face, making plenty as they firmly steer companies and countries up shit creek while dumping quantities of talent and people overboard as ballast.
Collective stagnation equals collective suicide, which we export as war within the species. And I therefore find it appalling that most of our belief systems, religions, as well as social and economic structures date back to an era when there was hardly population worldwide to the number of inhabitants of any few major cities today. I don't get it. We run an economic fallacy on the day that today's model is tomorrow's outdated relic, and yet we pride ourselves in upholding traditions that go back fucking 3,000 years. And we call that intelligence. We did away with drinking out of lead cups and eating overripe meat, yet we value imperialistic hordes like the fucking Romans to the extent of assigning their tales of treachery and domination a high pedestal place in our history books, and priding them raping, enslaving thieves as the roots to our mass survival systems, and then we wonder where the fuck extreme right keeps coming from. We take old ways of connecting to the land, time, and each other and turn them into economical, political, religious dictates that separate us from the here and now and subjugate our freedom of body, feeling, thought, and action to restrictive patterns that, like any routine, keep us in a focus, a burning point on the lens through which we view our lives, a fucking flaming sword of faith with which to take revenge for the pain of life. Monotheistic beliefs that find their birthplace in the desert, where life is predominantly in the extremes of burning or freezing, an endlessness of nothingness sparsely dotted with jewels of life force, with an unforgiving, cruel father-son God, unattainably high and impervious to your pleas, mocking your thirst, needs, hungers, pains, joys, tears, loves, and hates, with unabating, mind-fucking, soul-numbing heat, and fata morgana of food and shelter, love and lust, banquets of whores forever virgin, enemies in shadows and sittering scorpions, sandlice and treacherous tongues, a breeze only foreboding a sandstorm, choking you, blinding you, abrasing you to the bone filled with boiling marrow, and when the sun is done, his mirror in the sky speaks cold and dark and cloaks your every step in uncertainty. A freeze on the wind, chilling your flesh to popsicle and making you secretly, in spite of pain and torture, long for the return of the cruel, unforgiven sun. And there you have the dance of God and the devil. Because the madness of millennia is hardwired in our collective DNA. Murder is the cruelest act of kindness by taking away your tomorrow's life pain. Procreation is forcing another being into this world, forced to find itself a purpose, sustenance, reason, hope, for better or worse, in order to prolong the immortality as a species, a subconscious collective in which we all suffer and rejoice. And so we take revenge, anticipatory retaliation for the pain that is to come. The individual angers amassed and subdued and siphoned off to excavations and bar fights, ringnet fishing and parcel bombs, mass deforestation and terrorist attacks, precision rifle hunts and outright wars on plants, animals, and each other, justifying a life-cropping general global enslavement. Our prime economies at the moment are anger, drugs, and lust. Secondary, belief, hope, exclusivity through submission. Third comes connection for rule of power, and way below that we find bread and games and have another beer, guys. And where it comes to survival, thriving, standing, and life path, we wash our hands in the urinary fountain under the throne of Fortuna Imperatrix Mundi. Fuck the Romans, fuck the gods, fuck a collective creature that is us. Our revenge is suicidal, ignorant. Fuck the system that is non-existent. Fuck fornication under consent of the king. Fuck earth rape, fuck mind rape, fuck escape, no escape, fuck hierarchy, fuck labels enforcing prejudices, fuck revolution, fuck the tyranny of consensus, ignorance I don't believe we are. It's a blissful excuse, a coward's sleight of hand, to steal tomorrow without taking responsibility for today. Thank you.
Alright, let's give it up one more time for the Rocknrollsailor! Jag kan ladda med just så där botten